Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Paws and Claws run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're trying out another character that I think is going to have a pretty powerful interaction with the new pets, the Captain. So obviously the Captain wants to have one weapon or as few weapons as possible for as long as possible so that you can greed the extra XP gain and benefit from the double stats that you get from leveling up. Normally, this is a difficult balancing act because you need weapons to kill enemies, and if you try to stick on one weapon for too long, you can lose the run as a result of it. The pets make that a little easier because they're going to give us effectively a weapon that doesn't require us to actually have a weapon slot used, so we can greed for more XP gain for much longer. So we're going to give that a go. I'm going to go with Ghost Axe here as our weapon to try to build some percent damage. That will also help out our pets, and when we know that one or two weapons is going to be getting all of our kills early, the Ghost Axe should give us a decent amount of percent damage value. It's also a melee weapon, so while it's not the most powerful weapon typically, it should do a good job of killing enemies with sort of AoE damage early. I really like luck on the Captain because you want to get higher level ups as quickly as possible. That said, 10 harvesting early is so much that I'm going to roll for harvesting because if we can get 2 harvesting level ups, we get such enormous value on this character. I want rats as quickly as we can get them on this character because that's going to be the easiest way to clear these early waves without having to buy more weapons. So what we're going to do here, I think, is we're going to ban Terrified Onion. I'm going to buy the Scar. It means I won't be able to upgrade my Ghost Axe to level 2, but I think we can wait one wave on doing that. And then we're going to go ahead and lock the Ghost Axe, and I'll just buy the bag. Lost Duck is an amazing find as well. I could throw in a reroll here for 2, but since we have both a weapon and an item locked, I think we'll pass on the reroll there and wait until we no longer are seeing 2 weapons in every shop to do our rerolling. I'll probably go to 2 axes, at least by wave 4, just to be a little safer against the lamprey. But for the early waves, we can get away with a lot of extra XP gain and still be getting some extra percent damage as well. So here I could take 8 melee damage, and I think I will. That's just going to make our Ghost Axe so much better at killing things early, and then we'll take 10 harvesting here. We'll buy our Ghost Axe, we'll take a Lost Duck, lock the Weird Food. I'll throw in one more reroll. I would love to lock another Ghost Axe, but Cake is probably worth locking as well. More HP is going to be pretty helpful. And then let's go ahead and combine. I think I will want a second weapon, so I'll also do another reroll so that we can go up to 2 weapons here. We'll probably stay at 2 for a while, but it's just so much safer having 2 weapons than just the one. It means that we can attack enemies coming from both directions at the same time, and gives us a little more damage to kill the lamprey in one hit. Just overall a safer and easier way to build the character. It is going to cost me an armor, which is a real downside, and obviously some XP gain. But we also did get the we did get the Scar, which will help with the XP gain. I'll take a Whetstone. Lifesteal is pretty bad on this character typically because we only are going to have a few weapons, but it works with the pets, and 4% lifesteal is a lot. So for 13 materials, I think it's completely worth it. I'll take another +8 melee damage upgrade. When we get these level 2 upgrades early, that's very powerful. And then I think we can get away with one more harvesting upgrade. After that, we're going to need to go for offensive and defensive stats. Let's buy all of these items. We'll ban the boiling water and take our reroll here. And then I'll do another reroll. We definitely want all the XP gain we can get. We want to level up our Ghost Axe to level 2. And we'll buy a turret as well. This is another way to kill enemies that doesn't involve us having a weapon. So we're very happy to see any non-weapon sources of damage on this character. So obviously we're going to be splitting our damage across these our kills across the Ghost Axes. So we'll give up like 1 or 2% damage by doing that, but you can see it made fighting that lamprey, which I walked into all of its attacks. It made fighting it much smoother, so it was just safer to do it that way. I'm killing the tree there, so I'm giving up on killing the curse aliens this wave. I think that's okay. Here, I'm going to take 20% attack speed. Super important to have high attack speed with ethereal weapons. And then I would love to get more luck, but again, 8 regeneration is just so much. We've got to pick that up. We'll take Black Belt and Ghost Axe and Propeller Hat. We'll lock the Cyclops Worm, and then we'll do a reroll. We can combine here. I'll probably just combine and go to a level 3 Axe, and then we'll lock Scar. Pumpkin we don't need, but let's lock it, because I'm going to buy these other 3 items, and then we'll just ban the Pumpkin. And that way we'll get a free reroll. There are cases where we might be sad that we banned pumpkins, but the upside of getting a free reroll early is so high that it's worth it to just ban it. And banning level 2 items will help pets show up more reliably, so we can commit harder to our plan of finding pets to help us clear these waves. Right now, of course, having only 2 weapons does make it a little harder to get all of the enemy kills that we might want, but as long as my movement stays reasonable, we should be able to survive fairly easily, and keep clearing these enemies for extra % damage as well. We're also making very good money every wave, because we have 40 harvesting already, thanks to the bonuses of the captain. Here, I'm going to take 20 luck. I really want higher level ups to start showing up immediately, so increasing our luck is very important. We'll buy all of these, we'll ban the pumpkin, and then we'll reroll here. Do I want the gentle alien or the ghost axe first? I think the gentle alien, and then we can lock ghost axe, throw in a reroll. A couple more non-weapon sources of damage, perfect for this character, so we'll lock those as well. Haven't found any pets, but we are finding some pretty good ways to kill enemies that, again, don't involve hitting them with our weapon. I'm going to stay on 2 weapons for the moment and get as much XP gain as we can. In the later stages, we probably will move to more weapons, even though the pets will help us clear the wave. But the idea here is that we can just get away with staying on 2 weapons for longer because the pets exist in the game. Hasn't quite materialized yet since we haven't seen any, but surely our good pals, the cats and rats, will show up pretty soon. Didn't quite get that last swing. I would have killed a big group of those enemies, so a little sad about that. Here I'll take 8 more melee damage, and then this is an interesting spot. So I need armor. I could roll and pick up 6 armor. We're level 10 here already on wave 6. That's the great thing about greeting with the captain. We could take 18 speed or 30 attack speed. I could roll for armor. I could roll for max HP or regeneration. I think I'm going to roll here, and I'm going to look for armor. Currently, we have -1, and that's really bad. Obviously, we want to boost that. So I'm going to roll a couple more times. Roll again. Okay, +6 armor. That's perfect. Now we have 5 armor, and we're a lot safer. We'll upgrade our... In fact, we're just going to buy this whole shop. Celery tea, another very nice item for us. We'll lock a gentle alien, and I'm going to go ahead and ban dynamite. Although we have landmines, maybe we get some explosions from the bonk dogs. That's just not going to be a huge part of our plan. Definitely I'll take the peaceful bee as well, and we'll lock Scar. We've also found... Oh, whoops. I meant to combine those axes. So I gave up 60% XP gain this wave because I forgot to do that. Having 3 weapons isn't the worst this wave, though, because it is the Walrus wave. Wave 7. So it can be pretty dangerous having few weapons to fight this quite dangerous early game enemy. So I'm not... devastated to have forgotten to combine. I did intend to, but, you know, this way we can be a little safer against the more dangerous enemies on Wave 7. Always, of course, a balancing act with this character. Pick up some consumable healing. I want to get these trees, but we are taking a few hits, so I do need to be pretty careful. Get the trees near the end of the wave, and still made very good money. We'll take the recycling machine for sure. Here, I'm going to reroll. We can definitely get a higher level upgrade, and we'll take 30% more attack speed. That's perfect. Celery tea is dangerous for this character, but we can definitely get away with it. I think because we have the celery tea, I am going to stick on 3 weapons for a little longer, though. We'll take the broken mouth. Acid, I do want more max HP, but all it takes is 1 HP upgrade from our levels to fix our max health completely. So I'm just going to go ahead and ban this item. Oh, I again forgot to combine my weapons. All right, I need to pay better attention to that. Although, on a Celery Tea wave, again, having 4 weapons is not the end of the world. We kind of make up the XP gain we're giving up by getting rid of 1 weapon slot by the Celery Tea giving us plus 100% this wave. And it means that we can kill the double health enemies more reliably without putting ourselves in too much danger, hopefully, unless I walk into every attack in the world like that. Want to clear this tree as well, but we're starting to build a decent amount of percent damage for free off of our ghost axes, which is nice. Take a black belt, that's another great item for us. Let's reroll this. I'll take 18% dodge. We're an ethereal weapon build, so we can actually get to 60 dodge pretty easily once I do eventually decide to buy more weapons. I'm not going to worry about crit chance yet. I'm going to just roll for a more impactful stat, and I'm going to roll again. Yeah, 8 armor, just amazing to find early. We'll pick up the pearl and lock these other 2. Then I'll throw in a reroll here. We can buy a ghost axe. Another whetstone. I don't really want to buy it full price. Do I ban it? Do I just leave it? I think I'm going to leave it, and I will actually reroll here because I am looking for more pets. A lock padding, we do want more max HP, and I'm not going to buy decomposing flesh, I don't think. The lifesteal is valuable, but not amazing. So I think we will end up banning the decomposing flesh. Alright, so how many weapons do I want for this wave? Wave 9, I think we can get away with 3 weapons. We'll go up to 4 for wave 10, probably. But we can get a lot of levels this wave. Usually, we're going to want to kill the hatchers when we're an ethereal weapon build. Because the slashers have a ton of health and can often oppress your movement. So it can make it harder to get to the enemies that you want to kill. If you let them hatch a lot of eggs. So we want to kill them before too many eggs spawn. You can let a couple eggs spawn, but you don't want to let the eggs hatch. That can sometimes be an extra point of damage or 2. But letting the eggs hatch will really make it difficult for you to move where you want to and continue to get lots of enemy kills on the other small enemies this wave. Wave 9 has a lot of weak, low health enemies, so should be a really strong farming wave for an ethereal build, and you want to make sure that that's actually happening. I'm going to try to kill this loot alien. Nice, we got it right at the end. Take the helmet here. Okay, I'll take 1 decomposing flesh when it shows up in a box, and then we can just ban the one that we have locked. We'll get some free lifesteal off that, which is good. I'll take 30% attack speed because it's a level 3 upgrade, and then do I want 12 melee damage? Do I want to roll for movement speed or max HP? We currently have -5 movement speed, so I would like to pick one of those up. I think I'll just take 12 melee damage, though, and just make sure our weapons are still clearing the enemies. We'll ban decomposing flesh. We'll buy out the rest of the shop. We'll roll here. Okay, so I have been less impressed with Doc Moth lately, but I do think it's probably worth buying for this character. We'll end up with a lot of regeneration, because I intend to take good regen upgrades that we find from our levels, and so that can give us quite a lot of extra healing. Small magazine, I think we're just going to ban. We're not building ranged damage, so let's just ban a couple more items, and then we've used our bans, and we can take some rerolls here. We'll buy the cursed coffee and can't buy the propeller hat yet. I'll pass on the second celery tea. More XP gain would be really nice, but we're going to need... we don't want to buy it going into an elite wave, so let's just lock propeller hat. We'll reroll. Okay, here's another pet. The fact that we got the Ratzilla means I think maybe I can combine here. I think fairly happy to fight the elite with just 4 weapons. So if I find another ghost axe, which we conveniently just did, then we can fight the elite with 4 weapons and the rat. I'll go up to 5 weapons if we find a 5th, though. But, of course, the quicker we level up, the more stats we have when we're fighting the elite, so we can get to 60 dodge. If we get, like, an 18% dodge level, gets you almost a third of the way to dodge cap by itself. So you often want to get these really huge stat boosts on the captain as fast as you can. That sets you up for being much stronger than the couple extra enemy kills, if you can get away with the greed. Really hoping we find a bonk dog or something. I think that would be a massive boost for our character. The dog in particular, of course, because it scales with melee damage, but any of the pets would let us greed a little more. We're going into an elite wave. I think I can still get away with the bait, though. And I could take 12 dodge, but let's roll, because I think we can get a level 3 upgrade. We have a lot of percent damage, though, so I'm going to look for a non-percent damage upgrade. I'll roll one more time here. Alright, I missed a lot. Let's just take 20 luck to make it less likely that we miss again. And then I'll roll here and take 12 dodge. So, unfortunate, we didn't quite get lucky on our level ups there, but that's fine. We still got to 50 dodge after buying this this axe, which will give us quite a lot of extra survivability against the elite. I'll take the compass here. It's not my favorite item for move speed, but we're not building crit chance, and my move speed is currently negative, so I do need to fix that. And then we'll roll, lock a ghost axe, lock a fruit basket, and we'll go into this fight with 4 axes. I think that should be plenty to give us enough damage to kill the elite. Gonna back off here and clear the lampreys that we spawned off the bait, of course. We'll use our moth for a little extra HP, and then we can go back to attacking the elite now that the lampreys are gone. And yeah, with 4 weapons, our damage, and 50% dodge, our damage and defenses should be high enough that we can kill the elite without too much danger, and indeed we did. The rat's only doing 14 damage a tick, but it does add up over time, so it's definitely nice having it here. Even if it only kills a couple enemies, that's just a few more attacks we don't have to make with our actual character. And the moth was fairly good there. We got a decent amount of lifesteal between my attacks and the rat. And it doubled our regen from 7 to 14, which is much more relevant. So I haven't been super impressed with the moth lately, but I do think it was fairly good in that in that fight. We'll take Gobbler's Hat for sure. Getting that wave 11 is just an enormous boost. I'm very tempted by 4 armor. With 50 luck, I feel like I can get a level 3 upgrade, though. Alright, we missed twice, so we'll just take 20 more luck. We'll buy more XP gain and some weapon upgrades, and then do a reroll. Really nice to find another pet here. Even if it's a small amount of damage, we can fix that pretty quickly. And the percent damage does work very well with the pets. How many weapons do I want? So currently my XP gain is at 200%, but as the captain, it requires 200% more XP to level up. So we're at the same leveling speed as a normal character, but I think we can get greedier. So let's go ahead and combine down to only 4 weapons. Can I get away with 3? I think 4 is safer. And we don't need to get maximum greedy. We're already extremely strong, so we just and we have Gobbler's Hat as well, which is going to set us up for having an infinitely high economy, essentially. When you get one of the best economy items in the game like that, you often want to lean more into gaining short-term value with the rest of your picks to make sure that you have time for that item or like a Black Flag, similar economy, powerful economy items, to just give those time to win you the game. What you don't want to do is get greedy on all fronts and then only have economy and not be able to survive so that the econ items can do their thing. You gotta help them help you. I do want more regeneration. Losing move speed is bad, but I think we'll still take the campfire here. Then I'm going to take 6 armor. Max HP would also be nice, but armor's so important. We'll buy the mouse, keep upgrading our weapons. We'll roll here. I currently have negative crit chance, so I don't think the tentacle is what we want, but we'll take saltwater, roll again. I'll buy the penguin. I do think we can get away with the tractor. Riposte is kind of interesting. We have high dodge on this character, so because we're an ethereal build. So it does do a lot of damage, so I guess I'll pick up the riposte here. And I'll go ahead and combine back down to 4 weapons again. So I do want to... the other thing that the campfire did was give us a little bit of elemental damage for the Blazemander. I had reduced my elemental damage, so it wasn't doing much, but now that I've picked up a couple points, it's doing a little bit more. Especially combined with our really high percent damage from our ghost axes. And if I get just a few more incidental points of elemental damage, then the Blazemander will start being incredibly strong. I think it's the pet with the highest ceiling. Because burning damage typically scales really well once you start scaling it. Alright, so I am building dodge, but I will take the alloy. We will benefit, again, I think this is an item that's gotten quite a bit better, because most of the time before the patch, you didn't need multiple damage types. You would just be building whatever your weapon scaled with. These incidental off-build damage types are a lot better now, because you might get a pet and it'll benefit from those, so it can be very helpful to find those. I am going to roll here for movement speed. This is our level 20, so we're guaranteed a level 3 level up. And I'm currently at minus 14 movement speed, so I'm going to roll until we find that. Normally, it's not... Normally, move speed is the one that shows up when you're not looking for it, but we did manage to find it. And then here, because our rerolls are so expensive, I'm just going to take 6 regen. I'll buy the book, because it only costs us... It gives us a free reroll, and if we roll again after, then we'll actually have made money off of buying that book. I don't think we need Sunken Bell. It is a good way to defend yourself, and with only 4 weapons... Actually, I think it's okay. We'll buy the Sunken Bell, because we only have 4 weapons here. Fried Rice is good, because we have the Blazemander. Tentacle I'm still going to pass on. I'll lock another Ghost Axe. And then I'm going to do one more reroll here. I'll take a Cake, because my max HP is still really bad. But obviously we don't want Missile on a Ghost Axe build. Yeah, our Blazemander's getting a lot more kills now, because we got 3 more elemental damage. As always with the captain, if we do find a captain sword, I'm gonna sell all my weapons and go down to 1 captain sword. Just letting you know that now. Whether or not it's the right thing to do. Alright, so I'm starting to have a little bit of trouble with clear speed. You'll notice that we left a few enemies alive there. My attack speed is good, but we only have 4 weapons. So I need to figure out some ways to boost our clear speed a bit. Actually, one thing that we might... that I could do here is just take 120 range. With melee weapons, that will help our clear speed a fair amount. So right now, our weapons are at 175 range. They get half value from buying 120 range. But that gives us quite a lot of extra AoE on the weapon attacks. When you find a level 4 range upgrade like that on the Captain, that's actually enough range that it makes a real difference. Normally, the problem with range in this game is that you get it in such small amounts that it never actually changes what you can hit. But when you get tons of it at once, like sometimes happens on the Captain, it can actually be an okay stat. The Cursed Catling Gun is great. We've got positive range damage, so it deals 58 damage a shot. That's kind of amazing. Do I think I can get away with Peacock and Celery Tea on a Horde wave? I think I'll keep 5 weapons, and we will go for it. Garden, I don't really need. None of these are particularly exciting. Let's reroll. A little muscly dude I'll take. My max HP is pretty bad still. Lucky Coin, we're not building crit chance, so we'll pass on that. But I will do another reroll here. All right, well, I know I talked about not getting maximum greedy, but we've gotten so many powerful economy items this run, I think we can end up with one of the strongest characters that you can get. So I'm just going to go for that because I think it's fun. Definitely glad that we've got 5 weapons here, though, because double health, double damage enemies are, or I guess plus 50% damage enemies, are pretty dangerous. But between our salamander and our cat, we've got quite a bit of help clearing these waves. The cat's not great on a horde wave, since we don't have piercing shots or anything, but it's still dealing some damage to the higher health enemies that are showing up, and the salamander is reducing enemy health quite a lot. I also ran over there so I could kill the tree. We've got good dodge, so we can get away with running into these groups of enemies reasonably well, and I want to pick up some materials. All right, I'll take another peacock, why not? And then I think I could take 12 melee damage. I could roll for HP for regen, armor, or dodge. I think I would take any of those stats, so let's roll a couple more times. Wow, we're getting pretty unlucky on our level up rolls. But we'll take 40 luck here. Now this is level 25, so we're guaranteed a level 3 level up. For that reason, I'm going to roll for dodge, because that will get me 24% dodge and put us over dodge cap right away. So it's worth spending a little bit of money here just to ensure that we hit dodge cap. Then we'll buy the Starfish, Muscly Dude, and Ghost Axe. My XP gain is still at 275%, so I might stick with 6 weapons. I'll buy the Goldfish just for fun, and we'll see what we can get here. An Adrenaline is nice. We have... we're at dodge cap, so that can be a lot of healing. I'll take Power Generator as well. We'll buy some movement speed at some point, and then we'll buy a Ghost Axe. Do I want to combine down to 5 and get a little bit greedier here? This is a Peacock wave. We got a Peacock and a Starfish this wave, so enemies are doing 65% extra damage. We only have 50 HP, so I think I'm going to go with 6 weapons here for safety. Yeah, you can see our cursed cat is off there just killing everything on its own, which is kind of nice. We're not even staying near it to get the attack speed boost, but I'm kind of letting it just do its own thing. We have fairly low max HP, so the rat's still not incredible, but getting the cursed cat really makes the difference here. I did let a mini-boss spawn, but fortunately our damage is high enough we cleared it immediately. Try to pick up a few more points of curse as well. So this isn't... I think my conclusion here so far on the Captain is that it doesn't radically change the playthrough. Maybe if we had found a couple more pets really early, then it would have. But it does just smooth things out. It means that in the mid-game, we can just get a little bit greedier for weapon slots. I'll re-roll this again. I was really hoping to get a good level 3 upgrade. Wow, this is such a bad sequence. I guess I just have to re-roll. And we'll take 4 armor. We'll take the muscly dude, ghost axe. Head injury I'm going to pass on. We have 267% damage. Okay, well, we did find the captain's sword. So, like I said, we're dropping everything. We're swapping to captain's sword. I said I bought a Cyclops worm at one point. Maybe I shouldn't have bought that, because we have lots of percent damage. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I should have passed on that. Also, I like that they said that they changed it so that it would remember your sort from wave to wave, and that's definitely not happening. Oh well. Alright, I'm gonna recycle all of our weapons here. And we'll buy the captain's sword. We'll buy the jelly shield. So we have a level 4 captain sword. It's dealing 1530 damage with every swing. I'm now in a lot more danger, because only having one weapon makes you puts you at much more risk. We'll buy additional HP. Capping my move speed at 4, I really don't want to do. The extra regen is pretty important, though. So I think we will just buy the shackles here. I think it's too important to have the regen going into this fight. I'll take Frozen Heart. That can deal extra damage with our pets. Robot Arm, I don't think it'll really have time to pay off. So we'll lock the Frozen Heart, and then we will just stick with the one Captain Sword. We're gonna have to try to kill the elite super fast without taking any hits, because we've increased enemy damage quite a bit. And only having one weapon makes it a lot more difficult to avoid taking hits. So we needed to make sure that the elite was gone immediately. Fortunately, we did get there. My movement is also now a lot harder because we bought the captain's sword, or because we're down to just one weapon. So I need to pay more attention to where the enemies are than I have been. One of the difficulties of buying an item like this is that it makes you change how you were playing the game. And you kind of build up these habits as you do a run of like how you can move with a certain type of character. So when you make a radical weapon change like this, you have to get used to doing something different. Our Blazemander just took out a loot alien really quickly, though. That was nice. Oh, there's another one. No, come back. Cat, get it. Aw, no. Cat didn't quite manage to get it in time. We'll take the Sift's Relic. I'll take Alien Tongue. We're having some trouble picking up materials. And a lot of our healing is consumable healing, so that'll help a lot with our defenses. Then I'm going to roll, looking for a level 3 level up. Do I need more melee damage? I guess I'll take it, and then we'll take 30% attack speed. Take the Frozen Heart. That's mostly because the damage scaling for Frozen Heart, the extra damage scaling, does work on our pets. It also gives us positive crit chance, and will help the damage of our Captain's Sword just a little bit. Roll here. We'll take a Spyglass and a Dock Moth. Roll again. We've got another Captain's Sword, but we're staying on one, of course. We'll buy the Corrupted Shard. I'll take the pile of books now. There's a chance that we get a bottom mine or something, so I think having the option to have that will be good. Let's take some extra HP, because I do need that. I'll buy Bandana as well. My percent damage is super high. We're over cap for speed and dodge, so we're not buying Jetpack. Although it would increase the speed of my pets, but too expensive for that. But our percent damage is super high, so we can benefit from even items that reduce our percent damage. And the piercing shots will work very well with a cat. And any additional cats we get, any bottom mines we get, anything like that. Also, I guess Alien Eyes is an item I could pick up. I did pass one earlier. It didn't seem good at the time, but now that we're down to one weapon, it's something that I would grab, probably. It's funny, Captain Sword has been such a white whale for this channel. We've been trying to get a good Captain Sword run for a long time, and I've gotten a couple Captain Sword runs, but I haven't found a Captain Sword of at a decent time to buy it on the Captain. So really nice to be able to do that. Go ahead and recycle there. Do I want just more max HP, or do I want attack speed? I could roll for armor. I think I'm just going to take 24 max HP. That just gets me up to 100. And then, I know I said I didn't want speed because we were at speed cap, but the speed over cap still boosts the move speed of our pets. So I'm just going to take the level 4 level up here so it makes our pets faster. We'll buy the pearl, we'll take the bandana, scarf. Yeah, I do want more regen, so I'll buy the scarf as well. We will roll here. I think I'm just looking for pets mostly. Though a cursed improved tools, cursed bat will take most cursed items. Of course, you can't be the king of Brotato without a crown, so we'll buy that. Like a lure. Yeah, I do want the lure, because it's not only 2 regeneration, it's also 2 consumables, so even though we're going into the boss wave, that's a lot of healing. And then I'll roll again, and we'll buy another Dock Moth. So when I say in the moth auras here, because they're overlapping, we get a lot of healing from that, because that increases my regen from 1 to 3. So it's basically like we had, how much regen do we have right now? We've got 26. So when we're in the moth auras, it's like we have, what's that, 78 regeneration? Which is enough healing that most enemies simply can't kill us, even though we only have 1 weapon. So in this case, having the multiple moths is really good. We've got okay engineering, so Pocket Factory can contribute a little damage to killing the bosses. Don't need Peaceful Bee here. We'll definitely take a Pearl. I guess I'll take Compass. Losing crit chance is bad, but engineering does scale several of our items, and the move speed helps our pets out, so I think it's worth taking. Take some more max HP. That's going to help our rats and just make me a little safer. And then, okay, we'll take 18% crit, and we'll take 6 armor. We'll not buy Barnacle since we're going into the very last wave here, but let's do some re-rolling, and I think I'm going to roll past all this. I'm going to look for a damaging pet, if I can find such a thing. Ooh, do I want to swap to the Dextroyer for the last wave? It's actually way less damage than the Captain Sword, but of course it has all the projectile spawns as well. No, you know what? We're going to pass on the Dextroyer. I've done some Dextroyer runs as well, and we haven't gotten a clean Captain Sword win, so we're going to do that. I could also just go with both, but having just the Captain Sword, I think, is going to be the most fun. I'll take Stone Skin, actually. That's a lot of extra HP. Oh, I meant to take Alien Eyes there. I should have done that. Take the Banner. We'll take some regen. We'll roll. Take another Lure for more defenses, and Cute Monkey will help keep us alive as well. And then we can roll a couple more times just for fun, and then we'll go to wave 20. Look at our character also. Just looks so sick. Alright, so we didn't get as lucky with the moth spawns this time. There's a much smaller area where we can be overlapping into moth auras. I don't think it matters that much because we're just going to kill the enemy super fast anyways, but what you really want from the moth, I think, is multiples so that you can overlap their auras and get tripled regeneration. That's where they get really, really strong. But there we go. We were able to obliterate the bosses with the Captain Sword. That's 83k damage from the Captain Sword just in the last wave. Let's take a look at our items. So we ended up with 645% XP gain with all of our XP items and having 5 open weapon slots. Bag gave us 345. Turret dealt 15k damage, and that includes the Pocket Factory turrets. So it was pretty helpful. Landmine got us a few kills. So one thing I actually, this is if the devs happen to be watching this video, a feature request that I have that I think would be really nice is, in addition to damage dealt, show enemy kills in the stats. That seems to me like it shouldn't be too difficult to code, and I think it would give a lot of useful information. Because a lot of the time, something like the rat will have the problem that it does 30k damage, which over the course of a whole run isn't that much. So you might look at it and think, okay, well, the rat only dealt 30,000 damage. That's a third of the damage that the captain's sword dealt, but that was over 20 waves, and this is counting just for 1 wave. So it's not very good. That's not much damage. But I think that because it often finishes enemy kills, getting the actual kill is pretty important. So I would like to see that called out in the stats. Because I think it's doing a disservice to items like landmines and rats that often kill enemies, even if their total damage isn't that high. Recycling Machine was actually really good this run as well. We got triple pearl, we dealt 30k damage with the rat. Obviously, Gobbler's Hat made us incredibly wealthy. We got only 10k damage off the Blazemander, though this also I think is a little deceptive because it lowered enemy health quite a bit to let our axes kill things in one swing. 45k damage on the Catling gun, so that was very good. The Jelly Shield blocked 34 projectiles. I didn't really notice if it was doing anything, honestly. Oh yeah, I guess we dropped down to only 45 dodge because I sold all my ethereal weapons. I didn't think about that. I should have bought another dodge upgrade. We also saved 173 with the Spyglass, so it was a pretty good Spyglass. And obviously we bought the crown just for the meme, but overall, I think that what happens with the captain here is that the pets just make the playthrough quite a bit smoother and mean that you can get a little greedier for longer. So they're a very nice addition for this character. All right, my friends, hope you enjoyed this run. And of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm. So I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.